Hello, my name is Lorraine Manuel Jimena, and I will be presenting to you my final project in nursing, leadership, and management. So my project is entitled Engaging Patients Through Cultural Competence, and I conducted this project at Providence St. Joseph Medical Center, Burbank, California. And as you can see through my design, it represents different cultures. And since California is culturally diverse, communication is a vital part of delivering quality patient care. And delivering quality patient care is tantamount to patient satisfaction, which translates to higher HCAP scores. So I'm going to introduce to you my project according to True Wrong Parodies and Priest. So the healthcare community recognizes that hospitals that are culturally competent exhibit better patient outcomes and enhanced communication participation, and that cultural and linguistic barriers between healthcare providers or personnel and patients impact health outcomes. So for PSJMC, despite its accolades and awards, PSJMC HCAP's overall rate is actually 3 out of 5, with issues stemming from cultural competency scoring the lowest. In an effort to address this organizational problem, a project on enhancing the cultural competency of the staff of the tele unit was forwarded. Okay, so the project, it's a two-phase plan. So the project is composed of two whole day sessions of training and workshops on enhancing communication skills and transcultural nursing. So the training sessions were complemented with 4 simple modules. This phase used education advocacy to create a collaborative multicultural community among patients and healthcare providers. The training sessions have increased the knowledge and practice of cultural competency among participants based on informal conversations or chats and observations done by the project proponent. So the most encouraging offshoot of this first phase of this project is that it heightened awareness of cultural sensitivity and collaboration that came from the frequent interaction of all stakeholders in the duration given, because it's all different cultures among the stakeholders. So the purpose of the project. So the purpose of the project is to enhance the cultural competency of the PSJMC tele-unit staff to improve patient satisfaction score. And the scope. This study involved physicians and staff of the PSJMC tele-unit, and the education includes 2 comprehensive trainings: access to transcultural nursing education, online group, and education modules. Intervention and observation took 6 weeks. So the description of field gap. So the gap was that PSJMC is a facility that has been rated 3 out of 5 stars in the HCAPS overall, the lowest being for the indicators. On survey, patients who reported that they always received help as soon as they wanted, and patients who reported that staff always explained about medicines before giving it to them, both indicators fell below state and national averages by more than 4 points for each indicator, and I got this from Medicare.gov. And it was noted that the most probable cause of the same might be attributed to issues in communication, both verbal and nonverbal. So the community around PSJMC in Burbank, California, is actually the hospital is made of diverse set of background and cultures, with 48% speaking languages other than English. So here we know that language concordance is an important component to trust building, medication comprehension, and overall receipt of quality of care. So for evidence, trainings to improve cultural competence, increase patient satisfaction, according to Jongin, Kelman, Bainbridge, 2018, Sweetheart, and Martin, 2019. Oh, description of field gap with education as well. Provision of effective communication and transcultural nursing education comes through brochures and materials disseminated by resource persons. Cultural competence may reduce disparities and encourage cooperation between medical staff and patients. So also general knowledge of the cultural context of clinicians, patients' population, and attention to effects of racial bias and discrimination among both clinicians and non-clinical staff. So training, Govir and Govir found that cultural competence training is a powerful intervention that enables healthcare providers to give culturally competent care that increases the satisfaction of patients. Cultural competency training has been adopted as health professionals' primary approach to addressing racial and ethnic disparities in healthcare. So how we developed and launched the process. So developing and launching process. So the steps to implementation of the training were as follows. So their first week, series of meetings with core team, and the core team, the involved persons are the administration representative, the education officer, the tele-neuro department head, nurse leader, and representative from the community who is not employed in the facility. The core team will spend several weeks brainstorming on the content that will be delivered in the mentioned trainings and seminars. So for the first training session, week 2, communication skills in healthcare delivery, each subtopic has activities to reinforce learning in between. Rationale for proper communication in healthcare, common barriers to good communication, listening techniques, and role-playing using scenarios. Second training session, week 3, transcultural nursing. Each subtopic has activities to reinforce learning in between. What is culture? Learning about dimensions of culture, language, the spoken and unspoken language, using cultural assessment tools, overcoming barriers to communication. And then end of week 3, unit and stakeholders meeting, open discussion of takeaway from trainings, introduction of social media group. After the training, there's going to be everything's going to be updated through the social media group. And then also here, knowledge into practice, observation of skills, application, that's week 4 to 6. Concomitant with sharing, asking questions online, module completion for those who are not able to attend some sessions. So we're going to be having different sessions so nurses can attend if they have problems with scheduling. Reporting of observation by nurse researcher, and that's going to be the end of week 6. So the discussion of successful aspects during the training. So there was development of open communication between facilitators, administration rep, unit staff, and community members. Shared insights into how cultural competence strategies may inform policy for the organization. Patients express satisfaction with the staff's treatment and responsiveness. Of course, nurses, staff, they're more aware of the disparities with culture, so they're more aware with how they give patient care and with communication. Next, administration recognize that community health workers aid in engaging patients, especially when talking to them about their condition and prognosis and health promotion. So explanation of successes informing future projects. PSJMC to replicate the effort with ease throughout the hospital, but we're going to start first with a smaller unit. A similar project is feasible, allowing administration to support and fund a similar undertaking in other units and the whole facility. Successes of this project may guide future projects like conduct a quantitative survey to ascertain the effectivity of healthcare professional trainings on cultural competency for evidence-based practice, and the discussion of aspects that did not go as well. So scheduling. Time issues and scheduling is the biggest challenge in education and training of busy employees. So while staff they were interested in taking part in the project and learning more from training, not all could be in attendance and not one could stay for the whole day sessions. So we were working around everyone's schedule. So the staff and doctors' availability was a challenge. Understanding to inform future projects. Future scheduling issues may also be treated in the same way. Trainings may be broken up into mini sessions, so employees can attend at least 2, and modules containing all information should be disseminated. Discussions of organization's plan. Organization now focuses on skills such as communication and medical history taking techniques because they may be used for a variety of clientele, people from all walks of life. Some essentials that may facilitate clinical relationship between healthcare providers and clientele are curiosity, empathy, respect, and humility. All hospital staff may use this to gather relevant information about the patient's individual beliefs and preferences that will in turn inform the healthcare professional how to engage the patient in his own care. So this is personalized patient care. Short-term goals. The short-term goals mean continuing the program in the tele unit and constantly checking the practice of the staff for sustainability. New and updated information should be added to the social media platform created to keep skills current. So if we're able to sustain this on the tele floor, so this can also project on our long-term goals, which will include institutionalizing strong cultural awareness advocacy throughout the facility if proven sustainable through a year, continuously updating clinicians and staff knowledge and skills in communication and transcultural nursing. And discussion of resources. As a project is low maintenance and requires little funding, it only requires the commitment of core group to continue. So this enables the whole project to be very feasible because there's not a lot of funding needed. So this is more effective and more possible, and there is high possibility of continuity. And social media platform is free. All involved may access it and get in touch with their advocates for current information and updates. So the social media, people can ask questions there and it can be updated every now and then. If, for example, during meetings or sessions, people couldn't attend, social media, people are going to be updated there. Continued support from the administration may be acquired through constant updates and inclusion in all efforts connected with the advocacy. Time allotment for seminars and updating of educational materials need resource allocation, and administration may support this when visible transformation is seen. So description of MSN outcomes. Okay. Integrate clinical reasoning with organizational patient-centered, culturally appropriate strategies to plan deliver, and evaluate evidence-based practice. The use of culturally competent communication skills and attitudes will serve to benefit the clientele by allowing them to express themselves more freely. This will give the practitioner insight on how to go about his investigation into the care of the patient, which in turn will inform the management and treatment of the client's condition. Clinical decisions were made in the light of information the patients were willing to give, thus making the patient a collaborator in his own care and ensuring more positive outcomes. Next, construct interprofessional teams to communicate, coordinate, collaborate, and consult with other health professionals to advocate a culture of excellence. So this collaboration ensures that all professionals learn from each other, thereby empowering each other, including patients, and expanding their roles as guardians of community health. Next, integrate clinical reasoning with organizational, patient-centered, culturally appropriate strategies to plan, deliver, and evaluate evidence-based practice. This project foresees proper investigation to be launched in the near future, rooted in improving outcomes of clientele using culturally competent care. The planning, delivery, and evaluation of evidence-based practice will be anchored on tested and proven strategies that work. So my references for this project and my slides are these. I hope you learned something from my project, and from what I've observed after this project was implemented in the unit. The staff were more empathic to different culture. They were more aware of on how to treat patients regarding their beliefs and practices. So I hope this project would fly soon in the whole hospital. Thank you for listening and for taking your time. Have a good day.